everyone, good morning. It's another episode of Just a Chat with Bumi Alabi. How have you been and how has been your week? Yes, it's Salah weekend to all our Muslim fans, my Muslim friends, and especially to one of our hosts. You're not going to talk about that now. Auntie Mutiat. So just say, wish your family happy Salah so that you can just know that you have them in mind.
Yes, so happy Salah. They hope you're preparing. You're preparing for it.
You are going home now?
Sure.
Sure.
That one is sure.
Physically and financially, you're preparing.
You prepare, you eat, you sharpen your teeth. Yes.
I miss my former landlord,
Wow,
Alaji.
wow. No.
Alaji Nidniola.
Even my children will looking forward and like, that day that we'll eat meat like
Different food.
There's this kind of bond, this salary
Yes.
from some Christians. When you have Muslim family as friends,
Yes.
To get up with that, like my friends living on the same street.
Hey.
Salah will go to their place. Then Christmas, sure, they are coming to my place. So it's just being important.
I really miss that salami too. I used to get as a fresh meat. I gave my one. I should in the center.
No.
It's really fun, and I really wish you happy Salah holiday, happy Salah celebration, and to you all. And Mama Avalon, Lady Avalon, sorry, Lady Avalon. Yes, so our director said no more Mama in the house. So we are not Mama. We are still
Young and vibrant.
Yes, so. So how are you doing, Lady Avalon? You two are going for Salah celebration.
Yes, so my in-laws, they are going to represent.
Rep well.
Rep well.
And bring meat for me, anyway.
No problem. Number one plug, as it.
Yes, so all right. It's another weekend that we have something interesting and something I believe we all need to sensitize ourselves to and talk about it, because I wouldn't want this to just go like that, because I believe that there are lots and lots of people who have similar cases or experience like this story we're going to talk about, and it's not just about talking about the incidents, but, curbing these things to a level, as in helping people that are going through the same thing and trying to see how we can manage the situation, One thing I believe is, if you're always complaining of something, things are not going well, the society is bad, this and that, and you're just complaining and you're not making any attempt to profess a solution. So what's the point of you just ranting everywhere? And that is the purpose of why we are here, to talk about it and to talk about our own view, discuss our views and how we can help people. Few days ago, we all read of the story of the young lady that committed suicide after she open up a secret date that she was doing with dogs. As that was the caption of the podcast, that she had to buy 2 dogs and sleeps, maybe as in, use it to satisfy her sexual urges. And it was really pathetic, because she was granted an interview on Biola Bayo's show, and that same day it was discovered that the interview, as in the lady, committed suicide in her room. And it was really heartbreaking for me, honestly, when I saw it. Because actually, when I saw the video, I saw it on one of the bloggers' posts, I think Starblog or whatever, but I saw the post and I was like, what? I read through the comments of people. Honestly, people, some people could be insensitive to some things, because that case is a very sensitive case. I could see people that were blaming the girl. She's Zolo show, she's sleeping with dog. Out of all the male, the guys that are outside, is it dog that remains? And some people were looking at it from another perspective. And I look at it from the perspective of where she was coming from. She has been traumatized at age 5. And she grew up, and she said something in that interview that at age 7, she was craving that feeling. You understand? Honestly, it's really, really heartbreaking. I'm very, very unfortunate for her. I want us to just talk about it, because there are so many thousands of naked outside there.
Yes.
Whether guys or boy child or girl child that are going through the same traumatic experience. And there are even a lot of adults, because I had to highlight some points that I want us to just talk about. And first of it is trauma, as in traumatized adults, traumatized children. A lot of adults have gone through a kind of childhood trauma. You understand? And they grew up with it. And you just see their irrational behavior and you're wondering that why is this person behaving like this? But you don't know where he or she is coming from. You know, because they don't have people to talk to. So I want us to just talk about that. Let's even talk about the case, the story of the lady. At least you watch the, I think we watch it together.
Yes, watch it together. Okay, for me, I'm going to say that I realized that a lot of ladies, like you said, are going through challenges. You know, I was opportunity to meet a lady yesterday. I just conversed. I was having a communication with her, and she was telling me that she's a waitress. Okay. You know, I had to ask her questions. She's a waitress. She works in a hotel, blah, blah, blah. So I just needed to find out how she got herself into being a comfortable waitress. I thought it was an eatery was an hotel. And for me, I know that hotel job is not an easy job. It's a very dirty job. I've done my IT there. They'll have to pull on in so many areas. And show me that it's not the salary that matters, it's the tips that matters. That the tips is more than the salary. That in a day you can get like 20,000 in a day. And I asked her, how do they get it? And she told me on things, you know, so people are meant that they just come home to line because I want to get tips. Now she not told me that she does another type of job that is hook up for girls. So if you're ready to hook up with a guy, she'll arrange for you, but she doesn't do it. But she said something like that some girls even hook up for birthdays. They want to gather money for them. She said there's even one that she asked for this week that she wants to gather money for her birthday. Now, why I'm bringing up this thing is that a lot of people are afraid to realize that there's a consequences behind your actions. Now, this lady, because she was young, she has not grown and been matured to face the challenge. That was why she could go with it. If this thing didn't happen to her when she was younger, if she happened when she was grown, you understand? Probably, and she's married, she would have been healed out of it. But in this case, it happened when she was young, and everything went through a process, and she didn't have a good guidance, both physically and spiritual guidance, to back her out of that challenge. So she was not even healed out of it. So coming out, like I said, the things that happened to her is very traumatic. She didn't tell you she's sleeping with a man. She has to look for satisfaction for herself. So there's this consequences behind every action. So because of the fact that everything she went through is beyond what she can handle, that is why I felt she could maybe she took her life or somebody took it, but behind this thing that happened to her is deep, because there's an action that she has to take, an action to satisfy herself. And that's why I talk about these other girls that they're not looking at maybe it's easy or it's not easy. The thing is, for myself, I need to be satisfied. But forgetting that, are you ready to face the consequences? Are you matured enough? Because all of us, we take actions.
But that aside, so it's not about maybe it's not something that happened to her out of willingly. You know, those ones that you're talking about is a decision they made.
No. What I'm trying to say,
you understand?
Sometimes some people don't make that decisions. Like this lady saying that I'm working. She's also a school. The story that she told me is long. Some people find themselves in situations that they did not decide. But when, like this lady now, fine, she started when she was younger. Like I said, it's because it happened when she was younger. If she was matured, she would have been able to come out of it. But the trauma is there already from a young child, and she has not been helped out of it. So that is why it's a very special case.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, because when she was even talking, she made mention of a day that she was coming out from Uncle Jerry's house, and she wasn't working properly, and the grandma was like, where are you going to? And where have you been? And the grandma did not even take note that, but I don't know her name. Why are you working like this? And she said anytime she mentioned Uncle Jerry, that I'm with Uncle Jerry or the sister, the grandma would be like, oh, no problem. You know, the way we always, as in guidance of parents, the way we trust
other people.
The way we trust other people with our children.
That was then, You know, there are some grandmas that could be maybe overprotective, kind of that.
Because she said she wasn't working well.
But you know, and grandma will not imagine
because because of the relationship, because of the trust. So, like what some people will say, you trust nobody when it comes to children.
Yeah. You yourself,
you trust nobody. Because I know, but I could feel what the lady was thinking of, that at that age, I wasn't working normal, and my grandma could not even sense it. You understand? Because I said that the lady said a lot. She said a lot that, and from my own, in summary, the lady felt that she was being neglected.
That's another point I want to say. As you know, should we now say entrusting your child or your world with people, maybe like family, is now not really something that should be considered like grandmas, or take your child to go and stay with grandma. If you try to bring your child, like my child now, there are some things that I would take notes on my children if things are not right. But you understand, but family members too might not really be able to take and pay attention to some change in habit or in some mood. You understand?
I was going to relate something from what you said with what she said. That girl never experienced love from her mom, from where she's coming from, her grandma, you know, to her uncle. Everything she experienced was personal relationship with them. There was no love. There was no attention.
Hey, but you know, the parents might not be looking at it as if they...
No, what I'm saying, the environment of love is that there was a program we had with Dr. Shane. I talk about
addiction.
No, it's not even dopamine or something. When a child is loved, you will see it. You will express it. You will come out. There will be an expression. You want to express yourself. You want to. If the grandma didn't notice it, and probably she has a relationship with grandma, say, grandma, you did not even notice what I was going through. You understand? She could open up.
Hey, but she said that the guy threatened her that if you say it to someone that will kill you, that even the sister even confirmed it.
Abuse always comes with threats.
And even if there's something that probably loves you, you could open up. But there was no love from the mother. There was no love from the grandma. Even the mother lacked love. You understand? So if a child is not loved too, you can find yourself in a caged situation that you'll not be able to open up to anybody.
To express yourself.
It could happen to adults. It could happen to children. It's not only children. But when it happens when you are younger, it's very hard to come out of it because it sticks.
I think, thank you for that point. I think that one will take us to another point of, you know, the effect of parental communication. Love. Was there even love? The mother married the father out of pity. You heard what she said, out of pity. So probably the parents themselves, they never experienced anything like love. So how do you now think they will now transfer love to the child? You know, that's why I always say that when you what you sow into a child is what that child will give out. You expect your child to show love, to understand what love is. You are telling her, don't do this, don't do that. What have you really shown her? Have you shown her how to love? Have you shown how proper communication skill, how to communicate with her, how to forgive, how to heal, how to accept responsibility? Okay, you make mistake. Fine, anybody can make mistake. I don't need to make you feel guilty for opening up to me. Even if the world turns against you, if everybody abandons you, you should make yourself a safer place for your child to come to run, even when they are broken, even when they are in their mess, they are messed up. You should make yourself available. But I think our parents, they didn't do right. They didn't do well. Because in their bid to make love, according to the lady, she said her mom was always looking for how to take care of her, to provide for her needs, to do that, you know, to her, to the mother. That was not what
elder sister.
What's it called? We discussed that thing. That's another thing.
At the detriment of our younger,
and she didn't know that she's causing bitterness between the children. So there are so many lessons that we need to learn from this story.
Because she mentioned, she said the sister, the half sister, got to know about it. But she didn't take further steps because that's hatred and bitterness. It's like it's good for your life. Let them spoil your life. You know,
go through it. Yes. Your own cross, carry it. Okay, so I want to talk about something about, you know, like you said about parents and the story is in different phases. It's not something you can even talk about. You know, the story is very deep. I want to talk about the place, like you said, parents. As a mother, is your child, sometimes some people tell you, I see that guy is a role model. Is your child able to see you as a role model? Is your child able to see you like somebody that is you easily forgive people, you easily love people, you easily talk about issues, or your child see you as a gossip, or your child see you as a rival to others, or you know, a rebel. You understand? Or a narcissist. You understand? So how is your child seeing you? You understand? Are your children able to say, Mommy, you went through this and I have learned it? Now, sometimes I go through things and I want my children to see that I am able to come out of this situation. So they'll come to say, like, Mommy, is it that you don't get angry at it? I say, no, it's not as if I don't get angry, but you can forgive people. So that when you grow up, things happen to you, you don't have to stay there. And, you know, so that hatred that the sister has against her didn't just start. The mother caused it. But out of ignorance. You understand? Out of ignorance. You know, a parent wants to do this. The child to know. She said the mother even took jam form for the elder sister. Because, not because the sister wanted to do jam. Because if you hear her accent, it's not as if she is also very lettered. You know, not talk about sister that is not, we don't even know. So those things are things that we should watch out for as a parent. Are we a role model to our children? Can they really learn positive life experience or skills from us? Or are we telling them, look at your auntie, she's a role model, so you have to go and live with her and learn, like you said, how to be smart. Go and live with your uncle. How to be intelligent. Go and live with grandma, because I want to start to teach you something. Why don't you see yourself as someone that your child can learn from?
In our own case, it was because of the setting of the home.
Yes, the family,
and they believe
the family is dysfunctional,
and they believe that grandma's place is safer.
Is the place
for her than staying where they were being bullied, because, like what she said, that the step siblings, they bullied the mom. You know, when you bully mom, Talomo, you bully everybody, even their dad and all that. So maybe they will not conclude that it will be good for her to go stay with grandma. You know, even staying with grandma, you will go.
Yes.
You go a night before the girl wake up. The woman has gone. Even she made mention that even sometimes that if she wants to talk with the mom will like, you know, there's school tomorrow. Just go and sleep. So she said she would have opened up to the mom. Let's leave grandma. She would have opened up to the mom, but no time to open up. The grandma, what the mom will say is that I've come to provide for you. Let me leave so that I can quickly go and, as in, also again to bring what you need. But then that is not only what the lady needs.
So that was our own story. So the solution that we're talking about is, if it happens now as a mother, what should you do in case you find yourself in a situation that is not very pathetic? Because we are still having single mothers today. And you know, I had an opportunity of staying with one of my uncles because of examination issues. I did my exam in Lagos. I didn't do well. And my parents believed that, they said going outside Lagos was good. And I stayed in Osogbo. And if not for God, I would have been raped. Because there was a guy staying upstairs that was always looking at me. But I didn't even notice. But one day my brother was upstairs and he slipped down. But because I knew that the person was also sleeping beside me, so thank God for God. They just really woke me up, and I like, it's always be go and put on the lights. And I went and I put on the lights. Well, thank God for the Holy Spirit. And I put on the light. I'm like, who is this? He said, sorry. That was around 2 a.m. Now because I went to stay with an uncle. So the guy said, what is that?
As in how is the security? How come a stranger
face me and face you? The house is access. My brothers were upstairs. They were playing. That was in the middle of the night. You know, guys now. He came downstairs. Thank God for the Holy Spirit. I woke up. I'm like, what are you doing beside me? I'm somewhere that if you touch, I could easily wake up. But though it wasn't me, it was God. And it's like, don't talk. And I like, are you serious? 2 a.m.? I went to knock. There was a sensitive man, though he's blind, but he's very sensitive. I was like, Buster, what happened? He stays in this other room. And I spoke. And do you know that by the time the morning came, the guy jumped the fence and never came back to the house until I left. And people were not like, he has been doing it. Okay, he has been doing it.
So what did you do?
Quiet. You understand? So probably I would have fallen a victim of rape. You understand? Because I went to stay with an uncle. So sometimes we want better life for our children, not because we hate them, and we now say, come and stay with somebody that is not able to put. And now my uncle's wife went for vigil. The children were sleeping on the floor, so in the room. So I would have fallen a victim of my own situation that I was looking for solution. So how many children are in that case that cannot even speak up, or they were asking me, did it happen to you? Did it touch you? And people came, they slapped the boy, they beat him. But what if he has done something?
I think the case of this giant pedophile, people that abuse people, as in, I think the case should be legally taken up, as in, should be prosecuted, as in,
but silence.
By the time it comes up, speak up. What is it? You understand? And a lot of people, like this one that spoke up now, what came out of it? Because looking at the way people responded to the case, why she's too cheap,
the blame on her. You saw what she is going through to find herself in that situation. Everything is on her. You understand? So like this lady I said I met, is everything. Everybody wants to blame you for your situation.
And that's what we always going through. Clamor for that. Who had the society? We had the society. How do we take people's personal issues? If somebody confides in you and say, oh, this thing happens, how do you treat it? Is it something that you, in your mind, you be like, how come? Why did you do this kind of? You understand? The only thing you could do is to just blame the person, or to now worsen the case. You now take the case to a third party. Master, it's only you. It's not like trust. I'm telling you, don't say Mika, I will say it. Now Mika. Well, if you see what is even happening, this person, she doesn't even look it. If you hear what she's, the way bad news tingles some people's ear to be, I'm the one that hears it. So when I say our society, it starts from people around us, your closest community. If you can't confide in somebody that is closest to you, maybe like a friend, a family, a sister, and you brood over it, you keep it to yourself. There's no way such a person will not, at a point, maybe will not be thinking of suicide.
Of course.
I don't know, maybe you've had cases of somebody that has ever confided that they were trying to plan suicide or to commit. You've had it.
Yes, as in through someone, not
direct. Have you had that experience?
I've heard.
You understand? Because there's a researcher says something that people that have made attempts for a suicide attempt, that they have a tendency of recurrence.
Yes, because this person even attempted the second time. It was that second time that we got involved, and they were like, the person tried it
earlier. Like this lady now that committed suicide, I'm sure that this is not the first time. He might have, hearing her stories, like she doesn't really, it's like her conscience is still intact. Like when she said that, whatever she had that thing with the dog, that she would cry, she'd be like, what is wrong with things?
She's a flirt.
She doesn't sleep around.
So she has been, could we even say, let's even look at it from another angle. I don't want to base it just solely on physical. How about the spiritual aspect?
Okay,
what do you feel? Or do you think it's just ordinary because something you don't want to do, you just find yourself doing it over and over?
Okay, you said something now about society. For me, let's talk about your child comes to meet you for something. Now, mommy, this is what I'm going through. How are you able to help that child? Because before that child goes to the society, grow up to the society. Because now she's grown, she is in the society. Like we said, it started from the home. It started from our mom, our parents, our grandma. So how are you to help your child out of the trauma she has come to share with you? So like if I said it's spiritual, even if we said it's spiritual, sometimes we trivialize issue. We don't even see any really. Your child comes and say, Mommy, I had a dream. This is supposed to happen. Don't worry, Jerry, it will be over. Have you taken time out to pray with that child? Or see the child, or seek a spiritual counsel? I'm not saying go for a consultation. You have a pastor. You have a minister. You feel that you can pray about these things together. Like one time, a mother came to me. The child was going through, what did children steal?
Children?
When they kleptomania.
Okay.
And the mother came to me and said, this is what this child has been going through. And I saw the child doing it. And I asked, I've come to realize that most times what children go through is from the foundation, their family or their father's house. You understand? And I asked her, how is it in their father? We spoke and everything. And I told the mother, I said, even if you go to 10 ministers of God, and as a mother, you don't stand to pray for this child.
Place of prayer.
You know, this child will still go through that challenge. And I said, I'm going to give you a book, Standing in Gap for Your Children. And I gave the woman the book, and she went to read it. And do you know, by the time the woman saw the reason that she has to stand in for her child, the child came out of that situation. So sometimes we have not seen the spiritual aspects of a challenge of a child
for a child,
but you're seeing it as physical. You shout on the child, you make the child feel as if you're a bad boy, you're so stubborn, you're so, why are you like this? So every other word they have given that child before the child grow up has even made the child feel like I don't even have confidence in myself. That's why that girl will never have confidence in talking to her mother.
So on that spiritual aspect, before we go away from that, I think parents should also take note of some precedences from the family, from the lineage, you know, from the father's family, from the mother's family, what has not been working well for, you know, and like you said, that parents, let me say maybe the mothers, because it's mothers, but if both fathers and mothers can come together, you've noticed the kind of trend in your child that, oh, this child is having some behaviors that maybe one uncle in your house have had, or maybe as a mother, like somebody said something that there's tendency of any single mother that has a girl child, there's tendency for that girl child to also be raped. Maybe any single mother that maybe is raped or something happened to that girl child might have the same pattern. And I think I've noticed like 2 or 3 people that same thing happened to. You know, so you've seen some traces of some things that have happened to you, to your parents, or maybe your family, like maybe the female in your family, and you see that, oh, I'm also having a girl child. You need to stand in the place of prayer, spiritual stand. And that's why most women should be very careful at the same time, because so that you don't fall victim of a fake. You understand? You know, by the time you are going here, running out of skater, looking for protection, but you know, you yourself personally, your spiritual stand, how strong are you personally? Because it is what you have that you can give to your child. But in the case of wherever you don't have a spiritual parents, you as a child, you understand, this is because we're just trying to give in the tips for anyone going through this thing. As a child, you need to stand in the place of prayer for yourself. I remember a girl told me one thing one day, she was having a challenge, and she was like, she had to confront her mom and say, most of her friends are going through challenges that their mother will go out for them, but you are just sitting here, you are going to parties and the likes. So and I told her, see, carry your cross and seek for guidance, seek for spiritual protection yourself. Don't wait for your mother or your father. They have their own, they need help themselves. So go for help, spiritual help, your spiritual stand. Because me, I like to balance, even though as a mental health practitioner, I like to balance it, because this word is spiritual. In the case of this lady, I see a lot of things that really need to be put in place. She needed a mental health practice, because she has been traumatized. You understand her for a long time, and she has grown in this. It's not just 5 years. So even before going for that, it's quite unfortunate for the lady that interviewed, because I really felt her pain. I knew that she was doing it out of, you know, love to show as a way to give back to the society. But it's like she got burnt with it. You understand? And if I saw some chat she had with a counselor. She had this counselor. They were going for maybe like 6 weeks there, because like that case is not something that maybe one day therapy.
It's not even 1 year.
6 months, 1 year. You know, it would have been like a rehabilitation setting for. You understand? So she doesn't even have flair for having sex with. So she's already having craving for animals. So I think at that early stage, before going through getting deeper in that thing, she should have sought for counseling, a therapist to go for counseling. That's why you can do it yourself. Or if you see somebody that has gone through this thing, or is confiding in you that this is what I'm going through, and you can't help, it's not everything you can do. Refer to a counselor, and also a spiritual guide is very important. A spiritual guide, because those are the 2 things I always advise, that there are some things that you can't, just ordinary therapy cannot work. It can't work. Spiritual guide, series of deliverance and sort of, I don't know.
So honestly, let's talk about that, and the child coming out by herself. I grew up with a parent that's exactly, my father never wasn't a church goer. So my mom also had her own physical challenge, health challenge. So for me, it was like if it was the children that was even looking for solution for parents.
Yeah.
But I delved myself into a lot of spiritual activities. I started serving God as a young child, even though I knew that my challenges were going to be much in terms of education. I had a delay in my results. So when those things, I find myself in a knowledge-based church. So I had to tell myself, Jose, are you ready to having help yourself? I had mentors that were putting me through, that they would talk to me. Also, come on, people, come and borrow. You know, that's another thing.
Yes, but in this case, this child is so young, 5 years old.
No, you don't understand. When she has grown,
Huh.
you know, what I'm saying is, you don't understand what I'm saying now. I had my challenges when I was smaller.
It's not 5 years.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying now. That she's grown. You don't understand what I'm saying.
But there are a lot of things that have been deposited in her.
No, you're not trying to understand what I'm saying now.
Okay.
Like, you know what she said, that a child, when you grow up to a particular stage,
Mm-hmm.
and you already know the problem you had growing up,
Okay.
you should be ready as a child, spiritual attention for yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying?
In this case now, in this lady's case, that they, let me say, you know, they say catch them young. This one they caught her when she was very young. I want to ask the question because we are here for solution.
Yes.
Okay, in this case, because there are so many people too that are experiencing such a thing, and they started that early with them.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And they really wants to come out.
Okay.
Because like this one, when now she was trying to come out and we can see how it ended. Do you know that this can even bring a setback and discouragement for other people that wants to come out?
So speak out.
But now I'm not asking. Okay, in a situation whereby there are other people that are in this situation that this thing started happening to them when they were so young and they were helpless.
They're already addicted to it
because they need help now.
Okay.
How will they do it? Because now this other lady says that, okay, well, maybe if I go to this platform, I know how you. But now that it has now turned this way. Most of them, other people that have like, okay, maybe if they see that our own was successful, which we can see how it ended, maybe they too, they can as a move through that path. But now, like this one, what happened now is a discouragement to some people that really want to come out.
Do you know what? Wait, that lady, she has died even before going for that interview.
That's what I'm saying.
She has made up her mind. If it is not a case of murder,
except if you know,
you understand, if it's not a case of murder, if she went there. But according to her, in the interview, she was like, she came here for help.
For help.
You understand? But at the same time, you know, peradventure, you know, there are ways that you can say some things. So how would they now be looking at me? And she just feel like, maybe I should just end it because she knows that the thing is going to have much views. And she already knows how people will respond to things like that. So how will she now be working on this? People will know her now.
Yes.
People will know her voice. They will know the name she's mentioned.
But there's a way she can still call the host back and like, maybe hold on this.
You know, like we said, we said something that we may not really say. If she probably commits and somebody kill her. But I want to say something about, you know, like what she said. I said personal. The personal relationship with God. If God, you feel that you have not been comforted personally, like you said,
you are not healed.
You are not healed personally. There's a consequences behind every action. She took that action. She went to speak. If you have been healed, you'll be ready to face it.
She'll be a voice in that stage, a message for her. You understand?
For somebody else. Do you understand? So personally, our relationship with God. I'm not saying sticks for spiritual. There's so many, like you said, so many spiritual counsel that she would have even seek. I would have put her into more trouble. Because I said I'll still be under a bow and all those things. But now, personally, like you said, if you have this kind of challenge, God's got. You know what that lady was telling me yesterday? A lady that I know that for me, what she's doing is not 100% right. But do you know what she told me? She said she knows that anytime she calls on God, God is always answering her. So there is a place of your personal relationship with God, because men will always be men. In the sense that she said she went to meet her boyfriend, and the boy imagine the counsel the boy gave her.
Yes.
So I'm saying that personally, you need to help yourself through God. That is where my own view about the issue.
And I think, this reminded me of a message some Sundays ago about damaged.
Yeah.
That a lot of people are damaged, and in a bid to take to revenge. It's like even avenging, like the scripture. I'm sorry for using this
Absalom
scriptural, the story of Absalom and Amnon, that the sister was raped. The person that was even raped
I thought about it. You understand? The person that was raped did not
is the one that is like is avenging
your mind.
And
for 2 years.
You fought 2 years until
it was because
and that was the beginning of his own downfall because of not unforgiveness.
And the thing went into generations,
like that. You understand? But what me I'll just say in essence is that people should look for healing.
Yeah,
total healing. Even adults, we talked about childhood trauma sometimes ago, that a lot of adults are traumatized. People are behaving somehow. You see people on the streets, people just behave irrationally, and you just wonder, why are you behaving like this? Later on, but you don't know what the person has gone through as a child. You understand? So I think honestly, even as adults, even as adults ourselves, are we healed?
Yes.
Have we been offended? Have somebody grieved us? I was telling you about a story of during one of our counseling classes, that one of the ladies there they told us to talk about, I think it was about forgiveness and the likes, letting go. And they asked us who has gone through a traumatized situation in their life that maybe is ready to speak up. And this colleague of mine just said she's ready. She's a cool, calm lady, very beautiful lady, and she volunteered herself that she will do it. And she just sat in the chair. She sat, and the therapist started. She said she should think about that experience.
Oh.
She should think about that experience. This thing that is like, what do they call it? Going back in time, as in going back to the past. You understand?
Okay.
Like, assume that you are in the past.
Okay.
Because they told her to close her eyes.
Okay.
Now, flash back to that scene, how it happened. It got to a stage. This lady was weeping. She was crying bitterly because she said, maybe her uncle molested her at age 13. And what really got her more angry was when she told her mom. Guess what happened? The mother did not believe it. So that's another angle. If you tell people some things, will they believe you?
Yes.
Like this lady now, if she had told somebody like, oh, I'm sleeping with dog, do you know how some mothers will react?
The mother,
they will say you are they will like, they will take her to maybe one spiritual, that way they will now go and seek one wrong spiritual house, and they will tie her and chain her and say, and using a broom to cast out that demon. And that is inflicting more pain, more abuse on that child. You understand? So the lady was able to speak up. She spoke up, and she was told to let it go. It was a long process, which I also did for one of my therapy sessions with some. The first time I would do it to some clients I had, some 2 ladies. I think I posted that thing. The 2 ladies, they are single mothers, and I knew that they were bitter towards the father of their child. They were angry. They were abused. So I told them that there's no way you can move on in life if you are not healed properly. And I gave them the same techniques. In fact, that my own case, it was as if it got to a stage I was scared, because it was looking like a deliverance session. Because the lady was like rolling on the floor, and I had to be like, this one don't pass therapy session. You understand? But after that day, I believe that they were able to come out of it, and I had to give them some other sessions to do. So what I think this lady would have done is, she should have gone to seek for healing maybe peradventure she should have started the therapy session before going to share her story. You understand? So I think that's a lesson for we podcast people. You know, when you know about somebody, you know, there are ways to try to be sensitive with some people's information.
Yes.
If you think you are not ready, you are not yet healed, don't talk about it.
Don't talk.
You understand? Because it will trigger some other
Yes.
things. I think to wrap it up, let me hear words for maybe for parents, for young girls, young boys. You know, boys too have been
Yes, yes.
So let's just have a final word for them.
Yes, so what I will say is that parents we should always be sensitive. Whatsoever our children say, even if it sounds rubbish, we should always, let's wait. Let's wait and see what you can pick out of it and work on the child.
Okay.
We should not always discard whatsoever they say.
Not only children, anyone that confides in you. Because a young girl that is not your child could come to you, could see you as a role model. Let me talk to you. You understand? You know, I've seen some of those young girls that will tell me that they will never talk to a pastor or any church because by the time they tell them their secret, they will hear it on the pulpit. They will use it to preach. So, as a parent or as a model, do you make yourself available? Are you mature enough to take people's secret or really help them through, or you are worsening the case for them? I think.
Okay, on my part, I would say that parents should be very careful how you are helping your child grow. I see that children want to follow who they are seeing, like you said, role model. As a child, as a mother, if you have a beer parlor, your children will grow up to like to love men and to go out and be free. But as a mother, if you are spiritual, your children will grow up say, if my mother finds herself in this situation, she will pray about it. Or she will go to God about it. So how is your child seeing you? Is it seeing you as a mother that will find solution anyhow? Or is it seeing you as a parent or as a guardian that will seek the face of God in every situation? We all are going through things. Everybody, even as adults. But I pray God will help us not to give wrong signals to the younger generation.
Well, may the soul of Adeleke rest in peace. Amen. And for Abiola and Biola Bayo, you really did well. I really you did well by helping. I think this is going to help a lot of other people. You understand? If you have something you are going through, please always seek help. Please seek help from the right source. Always from the right source. It's either maybe you go to see professional counselor, you see a trusted spiritual guide or a trusted role model that can help you, that can guide you through. You can't bottle it up yourself. You can't bottle it up. So please let it go. That is the beginning of your healing, because you need to heal. The more you brood over it, the more you keep it, the more it affects a lot of things concerning your personal life, your spiritual life, every areas of your life will be affected. I pray God help us all, and may God give us more grace. On this note, we're going to wrap it up on Just a Chat with Bumi Alabi. I believe you've learned something from today. Please do well to drop a comment, subscribe to this channel, share with people, with your loved ones, with your friends, and let your children watch this, because that's why we try to make it more children friendly so that they can learn from this too. So till we come your way again next week for another interesting episode of Just a Chat, I'm saying happy Salah to my Muslim friends. Send my salam to on YouTube. Bye.